It's not like it was.
Yo, yo. What's up? Welcome. We're live. We're late. We're live. Late as fuck. And I gotta go to work early today. Epic. So, let's get started. I've already been started. I already put in the new spellcasting orders for irradiating mutalisks, because Connor was reporting that mass muta was absolutely annihilating people. So it looks like actually Sienna was already doing stuff like this. It looks like I probably grabbed that one from another mod or another AI script, probably. I'm not sure. Subuse Furious. Alright. I can't believe I only allowed them 16 mutas. They should definitely have more than that. Alright, so I'm just adding Guardian requests to the main, or to the Zerg AI for defenses, and adding defined max entries for them. I think after that I'll probably... I mean, I have to add Greater Spire morphs, but I think we can do something like... I don't even think there's a Spire in this one. Yeah, I'll just skip that one there. What's up, Don? I didn't even player need the Spire, it looks like. Hold on. This is why it pays to go back over your AI. So I'm pretty sure this is talking about... Yeah, this is talking about this one. So it looks like the Spire could actually be player needed basically anytime. That should be good. I think I scrolled... Yeah, so staging, I scrolled past all the hives, all the expansions. Yeah, this is where I'm almost more tempted to just rewrite this shit from scratch because it's so asinine. I mean, I don't really have to rewrite it. I just have to heavily modify it for sure. Oh, I see what happened here. And then I believe there was an issue over here with pathfinding that I can fix as well. So now your units can move around a bit more anyway. So I think this will be a bit better regardless. Should be in theory. All right. Nice. So that should be good. Yeah, good eye. It's easy to fix that way. Okay. So now it's no big deal. I just copy this whole area, terrain-wise, over to the main one. And the only custom tile I have to make out of all this is, of course, whatever it's called. I have to make a tile that blends with this area, cliff tile with the bridge, but otherwise it's pretty straightforward. Okay. What's up, Veek? Yeah, so I don't think... I mean, I guess they could still, in theory, get stuck down there. I highly doubt that would happen, but I guess it's worth moving that around. Alright. So now the only problem with all of this is I've got to, once again, check everything. Yeah, so we definitely moved some res areas around when we did that change. And added more resources and stuff, so... I'm just gonna grab a barracks. And this is 8. Alright, so 8 is the same. So I assume that means that only ones after it are different, so... Wait, what? Okay, so no. What field was this? 9 and 12 switch places? No, because this one's 11. I don't know where that is, but that's 10. That's 11. Okay. So 9, 10, 11, 12 seem to have been swapped anyway. Not really sure what happened there. Just to be sure, 16 is still 320, yeah. This is still 18, 782. Is there another mineral only somewhere? No, 17 is over here. 608, 1296. 100, 784, yeah. Then I found no evidence. 8 was fine, and 15... Wait, how far did it extend? I don't remember. 14 was fine. If 13 is still this... 34, 88, 23, 84, yeah. Then we've done everything we can. That's all good. Well, I don't understand how Cordovan's drones keep getting stuck in the first place. I guess what he's doing is he's sending them there, and then he's, like, spinning them because of the collision issue. So that is another thing that will just get naturally fixed when the collision stuff is fixed. Because what's happening is he's probably, like, taking a drone and saying, I need to build something, and then, so it stops mining, and then it starts colliding with everything. So... when that's... I'll revisit that anyway and move it around a bit more if necessary after that change has been done, and I've already confirmed that that's like... that didn't help this situation. But that's pretty much the only thing I could think of. Oh yeah, and I was supposed to send my Stormborn EXE to... trying to find a good screenshot from this fraud night. Perfect. That works. I knew I forgot to publicate something. Alright, that's up. Yeah, I was trying yesterday because of Fraud Night being really silly. I was trying to make a quick and dirty update to Stormborn just to see if the new A's build would work with it, and it crashed immediately upon starting up, so I don't know what's up with that. It might be one of the, like an old AI script issue, though. Because I was using the old script style, I'm pretty sure, but I don't think stuff changed that much. And I think it would panic or something instead of just outright crashing in a context like that, so I've got no idea. And there's that. So, now that that's all done, and we fixed this up. Oh, wrong map. So I'm saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I think that would be. It's just 9 over here, right? Pretty sure. That's fine. Yeah, this system, man. The system that I used for this. Why did I do it that way? Well, I guess it's a testament to just how fucking better the AI that I've been doing now is. So. Now Restream's telling me I failed to connect. Let's make sure we're still alive. Yeah, that's good. Well. Epic. Yeah, I have to pull open the chats myself again because Restream just took a shit, looks like. Are you guys still receiving the stream? Okay, so we're good there. Well, have that up there. All right, hold on. I got to read all the messages that I missed because I thought nobody was here. All right. Yeah. Is anyone feedback useful? Well, insofar as I realized the problem was GPTP having an old thing because I copied it over from iQuery's source, yes. I fixed the buttons already. I did that last night before I went to bed. Work on some A stuff and on overload units. When camps and minor factions are done, I might start showcasing overload stuff in map grabs. Yeah, that's a good idea because then you get to like, you're deploying them. I'll have a video test of them, and other people will also be able to give you feedback on them. So like it'll be a nice way for you to like, sort of like how I'm using Hydra Tech in Consummate, but I already know what's up with Hydra Tech because I've gotten everybody in the server to play test it, so it works out. What's up, Alex Inner? Working on some A stuff and overload units. Oh, you just repeated it. Okay. I'll take a look at Stormborn issues. Thanks. I've done some work on layout of 2. Cool. Crash looks exactly like No Town's Jump. Okay, so I probably just have... Well, I don't have an old command from No Town's Jump. Oh, it was fucking up for you? Because I can see it on my chat now. It just doesn't show. It doesn't show on screen. I'll just turn off the stream chat for now. And then I'll have to pull up Mixer chat to see Connor's messages. It wasn't just YouTube chat. It was every chat broke, unfortunately. Which means I also have to pull up my Twitch chat just in case. Bing. Alright. Let me get everything sorted here. Oh, wait. Okay, so now that I've got the actual chats open, we can continue our journey. What a disaster. Okay. YouTube is so bad that even their chats can't be resized properly. Like, they fuck up everything, man. Every single thing. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Inline comments, boys. Well, all the chat messages stopped now, so hopefully it's just because that actually happened. Okay, cool. Thanks for youing me. Epic. Okay. So how's your layout shaping up, V? That's okay, Connor. I also have to go soon. I have to work at 2. Under 2 hours. If only it was 3. In under 3 hours. Yeah, Alexander. So in Consummate, the first mission really just needs a lot of custom art from me and other people before it's ready to be decorated properly, and it needs a lot of testing and debugging, which I'm not going to do on stream, before it's ready to be polished and refined and so on and so forth. So once the decoration stuff is done, I'll be more than happy to go back to returning to work on that map. But I think that the way that the development is going to go is I'm going to spend time working on the rough outline, the AI, the map, etc., and just get it into the point where it's like, all right, it's ready to be tested privately by myself only, and it's ready for like final art to start being worked on and shaped up and put into the map. But until those two things are done, I can't really do any more work on it. So like the work that I can do is a bunch of work on the custom art and a bunch of work on testing and all that stuff. And of course, making sure that the script is drafted correctly, like doing trial run voice acting, basic stuff to make it like a rough draft of the map really take shape and be playable. And then once I'm done with that, I can really heavily like focus on testing it basically. That being said, once I'm done with the my work on this round of Hydra, I'm probably just going to bounce back and forth. So the development of Inconsummate is probably going to be like doing that. The process that I did for map 1 will be done for every single map in the project, and then like on stream, and then it'll enter like a more private like polish phase or whatever where I test it and I get everything done. And then after that, I'll worry about a bunch of other stuff, like relying on other people for art and stuff. All right, see you later. Enjoy your meal. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7. Right, yeah. Oh boy, Ike, where you're doing mescaloided catalyst or whatever it was. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I will get your custom tiles done soon. By the end of this week, since this week just started. That's more than enough time. I have to do that, and I have to do UED Commander's Overmind, and I have to do some other shit. Who knows what it is? Or what it will be. Alright, that's good. EXP third. Holy creep colony. Well, you've certainly had a lot of progress, or practice. So. Oh yeah, I have to do blank return. I'm not sure if I use 69 as an ID yet. Oops. Alright, so for the other res areas we have... Oh wait, I should use the other map for this because I just fucked with them. 9 and 13. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, epic. Are you gonna send me that screenshot, by the way, Zeke? Or did... No, you didn't send it to me. I have very limited time, but I can still take a look. That's done. And I gotta take this. And then I know I gotta delete 1, 9, 13. Okay. No rush. Interesting. Alright, sleep well, Connor. Thanks for hanging out. Alright, so Cordovan's almost done, I think, with his revision. Oh, he should have a main, I think. A main ad prod, for sure. One, two, three, four, five. There's 5 in the main. So we'll scroll our way down here. That's done. Alright, so all that's left now is to take all of the EXP worker junk over here. Delete that. And I am just going to move it up above the staging stuff. Okay, thanks. Oh. Sure if that was going to be all of them or not. Classic. Yeah, I mean, it gets too big for Discord, but you can usually put it on Imgur. But I guess that these will be better served. Anyway. Since it'll be less compression. Alright, let's take a look. The ramp up top is pretty tight to the top of the map, the top left. I would suggest maybe adding another isometric tile of that cliff to the bottom, like extending it by 1 isometric tile at least, and across most of it, if not all of it. Just so that you can move that ramp a little bit further down, and then you can have a little bit of positioning above the ramp if you are going to take a fight there. Instead of it being right up against there. Just a little bit more breathing room in that sense. Let's take a look. What's up with your, I don't know what that tile is over there on the ramp, the asphalt ramp. Like, you see how over here in the top right, you actually have more maneuverability on that ramp than over here? That means that, like, obviously it's still pretty tight, but in theory you could put some units, like, above the ramp to help lock it down, or you have to worry about that if you're sieging up the ramp or something like that. Something to keep in mind. So it looks like this is going to be a 2v3v1, unless this guy's on the player's team. In which case, I guess it would end up being a 3v3. The Central Zerg has a really tough job. And not a whole lot of value is around their base. They need more. They need an expansion that they can take. Or they need more immediate value in this base so that it's okay that they don't have to... Like, it's okay if they end up getting driven to one base. Because as it stands, there's a huge distance between this base, like travel time-wise, it's really, really difficult. And because of their positioning in the map, they can get pincered from the right, from the south, from the left, and from the north. just not from the top right, but like most of the rest of the map can interact with them, right? Regardless of whether or not there's a free-for-all going on. So I would say that they need an expansion close by, either on this platform or really, like, maybe you could, like, force in some of this cliff over here. Oh, okay. How do I reset that? Holy shit. Okay. So, yeah, maybe you could force in some of this cliff, and then you would end up being put into a situation where you have like a base where the cliff extends out up into the right, something like that. That way it's within allied territory in theory. But the problem with this base down here is that, for one, it can be sieged from across this area. Like, the drones can be harassed from across this area. The tanks can also just take this position in a way that Zerg is not as easily able to, and fuck them up that way. They won't be in range of the base, but they'll be in range to cut off reinforcements, especially if they end up going through here to kill the tanks that are killing them. You can position wraiths over here if you wanted to go air. I don't know what the tech the player will have, but that's a big... Like, there's a certain amount of racial imbalance with this position. That makes it unattractive for the Zerg to take. And so, even if they took this, which in theory is the closest base to them, they're at a huge disadvantage later on, unless they also are able to take this. Which doesn't seem like it's necessarily a natural, but it's pretty close. It's probably a third for most people's playthroughs. Unless they take the right base and the left base as the white player. So that's a concern I have right off the bat, is that red is isolated, and the closest base to them are not very easy to defend. It's actually much easier to harass it and make the base worthless. Reduce the value of the asset. I would say that these minerals over here are good, but you also have one that appears to be completely inaccessible in the top. It's like this very top left mineral in the upper mid. I would move that. I would scatter that around a little bit more. Move them, have them hug the right cliff as well as the left cliff, so that there's more maneuverability there. And I would also remind you of the utility of like missile turrets behind minerals and stuff. In this position, I like the fact that it's like you're sort of falling into the base, right? It's like surrounded by high ground, but I feel like maybe if you actually pulled it down and made it so that you could actually walk entirely around it, or around most parts of it, it might sell the idea better. It might be a better gameplay execution of the concept. That way you can, like, if I want to take a path from teal to purple, I can wrap all the way around the minerals, like this base. I can completely wrap around the space and ignore it. So it's kind of similar feedback to what I gave you for blue's base, where I told you should move blue to the right and have a path to his left. Stuff like that. What's up, DF? Lower left expansion seems relatively defensible for mid-Zerg, but yeah, a closer net would be preferable. Yeah, that's basically what I was saying. It's defensible, but it's also small enough that you can't really... Like, the back ramp here makes that much less attractive for the Zerg as well, because there's an enemy to the top left. Like, a lot of this is coming down to positioning of where the enemies begin, and where I imagine they'll radiate outwards. So, perceived map imbalances sometimes only exist because of the positioning of enemies. Like, the starting locations of enemies dictate what is actually attractive on the map, in addition to the map construction itself. So, the upper ramp over here makes it pretty difficult for... Like, even though it's so small, just the fact that they can be pressured that way, it increases the amount of map control that the Zerg needs to take in order to have a safe time. Or a remotely safe time, like a fighting chance in holding it. Because they need to take this base to the left as well, so that they can ferry units between the two areas if they do get attacked from the north, and so that they can obviously just have more of a strong presence in that area. So in the current scope, I would definitely say give them a closer base. And it's fine to actually have that top left ramp there. I don't think it's a death knell or anything like that. But I do think that it requires... Like, it enforces... You have to understand what it actually does to what the player has to do in order to feel secure in the area, right? So... when you're placing your base layouts in the future, one of the things that you can do right after you actually place an expansion, before you've even done any base layouts at all, build a base in the editor, like for all of the races that are going to be playing your map. And you can, like, in this case, it's just Terran and Zerg, so you don't have to do Protoss. But build a base as Terran and build a base as Protoss, and like just place all the stuff that you would place, and see if it's like a ridiculous amount of stuff in order to secure things, or if you can get away with decent positioning to min-max stuff, and if it feels good. Like, I think Terrans would be able to hold this with like 3 tanks maybe, with one of them being close to the mineral line or like below the command center or something. And obviously, like a bunker on each side, or just one bunker potentially on the bot left, like around here. They'd probably be able to hold that, and just wall this area off instead of interacting with both ramps. Zerg obviously don't have that luxury, right? So they would need like probably 10 colonies or something, and that's including like 1 or 2 spores. So, I mean, that's a lot. What asset have used for Hero Dragoon projectile and Total Deer? I don't remember. It was like a psionic ball or something. I've got to wait for PyGRP to start because it's taking forever here. And I've got to scroll through my list. That wasn't it. Yeah, it was this. It's B-Fire. I'll send it to you. This is Veek's second take on infested installation. DF is typing feedback in the Mixer chat, which I'm not sure you can see, Veek, because obviously I have the Restream chat turned off. But DF says, the overall map design seems two-dimensional, like it's a uniform grid of high ground bases with low ground bases in between, with very little terrain partitioning. So basically, like, it's sort of a pattern of, you know, high ground, low ground, like hills and valleys without breaking it up too much, and with also without, like, a constant, like, if you remember back to when we were talking about courtyards and stuff, there's not really any, like, wide swath of high terrain or low terrain that's not broken up. The exception is probably over here, but there's a lot of bridges over here. So it's not really the same thing. I mean, it's better, but it funnels you down more corridors than what you might be funneled down if there was like more swaths of terrain. Like I would probably, like, if I was going to suggest a way to fix what DF is talking about, I would suggest maybe taking this whole top right area and raising it up one terrain level, so that you've got all of the current cliffs, or most of the current cliffs, end up being higher dirt, and then the whole area is low dirt, or is high dirt, and then you've got ramps like here, 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 here. And I think that would add some non-uniformity to the overall thing. That wouldn't be the end of what you would have to do to fix that, but that would at least be something distinct. and then maybe you could like consolidate blue and the 2 expansions over here, and one again raise them up as well, or something like that. So hopefully it was helpful feedback anyway. I'm gonna try to compile this AI and see what happens. Wait, don't I have a Hydra? Here we go. Was there an update to Pi AI that I'm missing, or? Oh, that's what that bug was. That was a while ago, so that wasn't it. Yeah, somehow you decremented the version or something, so the auto updater is, or the update checker is yelling about Pi AI being old. That's pretty epic. Oh yeah, I knew it. So one drone will, or one worker will always be assigned to a town. Very unfortunate. It looked like that destroyed the town. Hold on. It did! The town's dead. Town persist isn't working. Unless I probably have the flag wrong or something. Hold on. Is it persist? Isn't that the syntax? Oh wait, did town state get set properly? Oh, it did. Script, sound state. Hold on. Oh yeah, it was supposed to be 255. That's what it was. There we go. We figured it out. What? Get out of here. Ah, shit. Firefox just destroyed itself. One sec. That's not quite what I was after, but thanks. What a dumb program. Hold on. There we go. We're back. Easy. Yeah, I would recommend waiting until I'm done with this update first. All right, cool. Yeah, and then they just make another drone be a retard. Okay. Good to know. Yeah, that's why we need mining off or whatever. Town state 255 mining false, or worker false, even better. We need both of them. So I don't know if DF is still watching the stream, but you can always ping him in Mark Time Strategy. And post your image there if you want. And ask for feedback and more elaboration on terrain partitioning. And actually, I've been thinking about this for a while. I've been thinking about making a forum. Like one of those free forums or whatever, and have it be more set up for like longer form discussions or whatever. In that sense. Because with Discord and with stream chat, I mean stream chats are not permanent, pretty much. Like, especially when Restream goes down, you guys, the chats don't get saved in the video, and even then it's like impossible to try to copy it, paste it around or whatever. And obviously with Discord, things move so fast, you're unlikely to, like, it's much harder to immortalize a certain idea or a certain concept or whatever. I don't know what the fuck happened there, but that is fuck. Let's fix that. Oh, I forgot to fix that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that for a lot of AIs. Alright, create script. So 9 and 12. And then create script. Let's just match these up. I know that's 3, 17, 16. That's fine. So then I just need to take this. And delete 3 and 2. 16, 17. Wait. Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I was like, wait, what? How did that happen? Oh, wait. Fuck, I just did the issue again. Well, they're free now, so I don't think it's that necessary. I'm actually thinking of slowing them down in an update. So we know we've got 11, 6, 18, and 4. So 4, 6, 11. Yeah, because that way they can actually just a little, like, it's not going to be massive, but I think making them slower would be an improvement to the game state. Maybe also reducing their collision so that they can sneak through certain areas better than they can right now, but making them like so thinner but slower so that they can be shot at more aggressively. It might actually be a hidden buff though, because auto attacking may result in you trying to attack a scarab and then you don't do enough damage to the scarab and it kills you, but then you also didn't attack the reaver. So like, I'm not sure how that's going to work. That needs some more investigation in the future. Scarabs. We were talking about reducing, increasing scarab or decreasing scarab movement speed and reducing their collision size. Wait, 4, 6, 18. Oh, I think 11 is 11 is good to have apparently. Because I think the only time they take it in that scripted sequence or whatever is some prank. Hard-coded shit from a staging thread. Alright. So these guys I know they have 13 or whatever. Oh, I guess I should make sure. Yeah, hold on. I have to take another look at that one. So we've got 13, 10, and 12. So Nat is 12 now. Third is still 13. But comp is 10. So that means we're taking 10, 12, 13, and 5. Okay, so this is good. Meanwhile, gotta redo this. And then we have $18, 4, and 6. I guess that's fine then. That's probably accurate. So here we have 14, 8, and this is 10. So then the only thing we have to do here is take out 10, 8, 14, and then down here make this 10. We're good. Void speakers, by the way. I don't see scars being destroyed very often, which is one of the reasons why I was thinking. Like, it's really only destroyed now if you get a lot of tanks. And then it's still like a huge overkill. Wait, wrong one. Parts of pathfinding should be fixed. Well, I just think that units should behave more intelligently when they brush up against another unit. Like, the problem is that pathfinding doesn't see units. So when you walk into a unit, right? Like, when this unit walks into this bunker, trying to go down to this bridge, all it's going to do is find another, like, attempt to calculate another path, because this path is not working. But it doesn't pre-calculate that because it doesn't see the unit or the building as a pathfinding blocker. So pathfinding should take into account all static objects like buildings and doodads and stuff like that. Like, they take into account terrain usually. I mean, they always do, but usually it's very self-evident when they do as well. Meanwhile, yes, they take into account that. But they don't really, like, they don't take into account buildings. They should definitely do that. That's something that should be fixed. And I also think that pathfinding should probably, like, predict the movement of, like, the game engine knows the path that a unit is going to take. And so there's, like, it's already calculating that path. So it's not going to be more computationally expensive, at least not much more computationally expensive, to take into account all current calculated pathways and then say, here's what your units, here's the pathways that are going to allow your units to get to your destination, right? And so that's one of those things that I think, like, I'm not really sure how to... Like, I don't know how far to take it into that direction so that you still have skill expression based on your pathfinding, but it's not just a total joke in terms of the units that you actually have access to. So... destroyed. I would say early expansion is a must in this map. I mean, it depends on how early you're talking, but like you can get away with expanding after maybe like as late as maybe 3 minutes or 4 minutes, but you definitely need it fast. The AI in this map take no prisoners in that sense. Where are my tanks at? I only see one here. Their armory should finish spinning soon. Siege mode as well. This attack will kill people, which I like. I like the fact that they've got this attack from oh, there it is. Siege mode M+1. That has like 2 tanks or whatever in it, and they just roll in. Oh, hi. Speaking of rolling in. I wonder why they didn't, I probably made some really dumb typo in the NAT. No. I mean, I wait build one sunken colony, but they just didn't build it for some reason. It's delivered very well. That's why it stuck with you. Hey, look, these zealots are prioritizing drones. And now extractors. Why aren't they attacking the fucking Hydra? Meanwhile, Ahmed is here. That's what he's doing. Oh, he attacked 3 times. Destroyed. In this case, the tanks were more of a hindrance than help. I like the couple overlords that are over there spinning. Hi. Fast +1. Air weapons and infantry weapons. Hi. I can't believe that base held on for 13 health, by the way. Siege tanks smacking it the entire time. Meanwhile, what are the Protoss going for? I see 1 Robo. Seems like a Stargate build to me. There'd be Reavers out on the field already, I feel like. Or at least a Robo support bay by now. But we'll find out pretty soon. Yeah, like siege mode handling would be nice, but I already have the decloak thing in the wish list. I'll have to add my siege mode idea in the wish list as well. I gotta get ready soon. What I meant by partitioning was like how on the low ground, how the low ground seems as if it's one giant region with no clear territory boundaries separating a base area from a pathway. Like small patches of closer other terrain features meant to be purely walls. The river and the upper mid base tucked inside high ground are notable examples on the map. It's not something I mean to be always done, but the low ground bases are too uniformly spread around. Too heavy lack of terrain features. Could you imagine warp relays on this map? I mean, it's a pretty small fucking map as it is. And I used upgrade Q for the air build. Dude, what is going on? Spin. Oh, it's Reaver. Reaver boys. See ya. Ah, I have spotted a 3. Oh shit. Is that over here? Oh shit. See ya, nerd. Dude, this ghost drops a nuke and executes a zealot. He's a professional. I have seen a couple Cyprians for this AI, but unfortunately not too many. And then this still happens where they lift off their barracks trying to build a med bay. Hey, they finally built their sunken. Yeah, that's true. Warp relays boosting production would be pretty epic. Bye. He's closed the distance. Hi. How are you? I think the biggest issue is, like, action is apparently really computationally expensive, right? It's very performance intensive. From what I recall hearing. Hi. We heard you like infantry, so we built 5 fucking bastards. See ya, nerd. Oof. Right before he died. This is bullying. Like the infantry pouring forth to be executed by acid. See ya. Oh, they just got +2. It's over for these infantry. Poor guys. I like how they're still trying to kill the command center. What the fuck? I don't know why there are no kills granted for landing nukes. If you could change that, that would be great. Because I would like to keep track of that. Hi. They should be added to the ghost, I think. This is brutal. He's got queens but no fucking spire like a lunatic. Yes, use your zerglings. They will save you. Idiot. Bye. 13, 14, 9, and 14. Christ. Oh no, it's over. 4 Reavers have killed the entire AI. Oh, actually, I don't know where one of them went. He died, I guess. 27 kills. This is a massacre. Dude, how do you come back from 44 kills on a Reaver? Then his overlords are getting killed. This is a mess. Oh, bullied. 50 plus kills on that Reaver, by the way. This is a situation where the ally definitely would have been able to help, but we don't have proper usage of ally help mechanics. Excuse me, I'm trying to launch a nuke. Please get out of my way. Anyway. Holy shit, what happened over here? Jesus Christ. I should add remnant graphics for tanks and Goliaths. Bye. This was brutal. Zerg here. Hi. If only he had more money, he would still be able to come back. Hi. Hey, what are you doing? He brought an overlord to detect their hits, but he doesn't have any fucking Hydras. This is supposed to be the Hydra-focused AI, but instead he's building a billion Zerglings. No, I have not actually enabled Reaver Micro. I can take a look at your example, though, later on. Hi. Oh, shit. Hi. Oh, you know what? I think I might know why the add link thing is happening. Yeah, that's why. Because he also has a Basilisk then, so we'll say. So, well, that's fixed at least. I still can't believe 50 kill Reaver, by the way. Nuts. I like that there seem to be flying sorties around like lunatics. I don't know what's going on there. Executed by wraiths, by the way. Where'd all the wraiths go? Oh. This is mean. Can't kill 3 tanks. What's wrong with you? Oh, see ya. Yeah, I like the Dragoon Corpse one. Oh, I didn't have any scarabs. Oh, I think there was another create script that was hidden over here. Yeah, staging Expo Town should have been 11. Okay. Well, fix that up. And that's it. Time to upload this. The purpose is... Here, I'll show you. Well, before when I did this, it was just taking some of the mineral fields. Now it's not for whatever reason. But the same thing happens here. Down here, it's just because if I place it up here, then they can... Well, no, I think the same thing was happening there. Yeah. This... Like if I don't have a start location over there at all, then this happens, which is pretty funny. It needs both geysers. It's just psychotic. Yeah. So epic as usual. Alright, I gotta get ready to go to work. So that'll do it for today's very short very late stream. But we were still able to get a good amount of progress. Veek, if you want to send me that now before I go, I can take another look. It's assuming it's the same link, actually. So let me just jump in here. Oh, I see. You actually added 2 bases in the immediate low ground. Looks like you added this down here in the bottom right too, but I might just be mistaken about that. I would definitely say, like, one of the things that will help temper the criticism from what DF was saying earlier about partitioning terrain is one of the things that you can do is just add like small pieces of cliff here and here, and like cliff, doodads, something to break up the pathability, right? Like if you go, at the risk of sounding too egotistical by using my own map as an example, if you go to I guess I don't even have my Stormborn set up anymore. But if you look at Stormborn, one of the ways that I made sure that gameplay space had opportunities for interesting fights was I had like a bunch of stuff that, you know, you elevate your Z by going up at this ramp here, and then obviously there's like a giant complex over here. I don't know what I just did by accident. Get back over there. What? Dude, what the fuck? There we go. Fixed it. So yeah, all that stuff. You got, you know, I just try to make it so that you break up the monotony of the same height level a lot. And also have areas that are just obstacles, like just meant to be little barriers. You know, the cliffs scattered about, doodads that stop you from walking in a straight line as well. Stuff that you have to path around, you know. Obviously that's stuff that is easier to point to when you actually have your map in a polished state. Pain in the wrecked sun. Yeah, you haven't had any doodads, blah, blah, blah. Sort of. Right, yeah. Like, so down here in this area, I see one, and then I see, like, it looks like you copy-pasted the same one over there. But, you know, it's good as a starting point, right? Like, stuff like this. I think stuff like that will allow for good positioning and good fights. And, you know, even if they're not allowing you to build a lot of stuff everywhere or whatever. So, like, over here in the top bar, I would say you probably need more maneuverability to make that pathway worthwhile. So you'd probably need to shrink that base even further down to the south. Like, move it a little bit further down in the top middle. But otherwise, I think those are mostly positive changes. I would worry about having a lot of resources available for every single player in this case. It looks like you've got 3 bases for each of the Terrans in their sphere of influence. And then you've got, I guess, 3 over here. Yeah. So I guess you just 3'd everybody. So, interesting. I actually prefer not making it so that some players have less and some players have more. Just because it encourages you to fight over territory. So what you could do is you could have it so that everybody's got 2 expansions, but then if you want a 3rd one, you've got to go into territory that's not necessarily the enemy's, but is neutral. Which is sort of what you've done in some cases over here automatically, just by virtue of the way that you space the expansions out, right? But it doesn't have to be uniform, where everybody has to have at least 1 or 2 safe expansions to take. Is all I'm saying. But I do think that this is better than, you know, it's progress. compared to the original. Alright, I really gotta go. So. What would I do to the expansion above the river close to red? I would... Well, that's the one that takes a lot of... that has, like, possibilities for siege. I would say that one needs to be maneuvered. Like... The biggest problem is that in order to respond, they have to go through choke points. Or build air units. So... yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I would do about that one. I would say allow... Like, maybe you put that on the side of the Terrans. Make that a Terran expansion, and then make it so that an AI can harass them with mutas and guardians, and the response is to build missile turrets or air units or whatever. Like, then it's not nearly as unfair from a racial standpoint, because the Terrans themselves have more tools to respond to stuff like that, and the Zerg can be aggressors, but they can't defend it very well. So you could do that if you wanted to have a riverbed expansion. I would give it to the Terrans in that context. So. Hope my feedback was helpful. Bye. Oh shit, it's working again. Well, hi. And bye.